Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they're trying to stay near the top of the AFC. Well, former Bengal Boomer Esiason said, quote, I know people say that he's the second best quarterback in the league. I think he's pressing Patrick Mahomes for that title of the best. Patrick Mahomes has done a lot. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, and only, I believe, 5 going on 6 years.
Come on, he got them, come on.
He got them rings and things. Shady won a ring with Patrick Mahomes. Slick, I don't know if you were born in Cincinnati, but you were.
Born and raised.
He's born in the
and
Natty. Shout out to my boy Adrian Bronner. He's a Natty dude also. He talks about the Natty all the time.
Born in the Natty. So, Slick, rep the Natty then. Can Joe Burrow dethrone Mahomes?
Hell yeah, he can dethrone Patrick Mahomes. Now, I understand. This reminds me a lot of the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady conversation. If you want to say pound for pound that Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback and Joe Burrow might not be able to pass him in terms of just a pure quarterback, I'm not going to argue with that, and I'm not going to argue with the fact that Patrick Mahomes owns the throne right now. I'm not with Boomer in suggesting that, hey, he's a little bit closer, right? It's not close. There's Patrick Mahomes, and then there's Joe Burrow. But if you're asking me, can Joe Burrow dethrone Patrick Mahomes? Well, there's no question in my mind that he can.
Give me a why. Give me a why.
Well, number one,
reason.
to your point, he already has.
And what?
He's already beaten him in the AFC Conference Championship. He's already gotten past him directly to get to the Super Bowl. So he's demonstrated that capability. 2, we're looking at this last year, which I think is when we really placed Patrick Mahomes on that throne. What he did this past year, right? Wins MVP, wins the Super Bowl, goes to the top.
No Tyreek Hill, all that.
And this, right? Talk about that too, though.
Joe Burrow missed most of training camp this year because of appendicitis. Had to have his appendix removed. And yet he still ended up finishing 4th in MVP. Right?
With no appendix.
And going to the I don't know that you need an appendix to do that.
He got players, though.
He clearly was not the same quarterback coming into the season, and yet he found his way to still getting the Bengals there. So the idea, like, if Joe Burrow and the Bengals, which I think is possible, Joe Burrow winning MVP this year and winning a Super Bowl, if he does that, he is now the quarterback to beat.
He can
right?
I disagree. Shady, let me throw you a oop, Shady. Let me throw you a oop.
I'm going to dunk them.
You know what I'm going to do with that oop? Boop, boop.
Boop, boop. That's an inside joke. Watch yesterday's show and you'll get it. I don't think Joe Burrow can dethrone Patrick Mahomes. The only thing he can do this season, stay in the conversation with.
Right.
Like Patrick Mahomes is starting to leave Joe Burrow in the conversation. A year ago this time, I was uttering what you were uttering. At the time, Patrick Mahomes had 1 MVP. He had 1 Super Bowl win. He had been to 2. Joe Burrow had just beaten Patrick Mahomes, had just gone to the Super Bowl, had lost. But remember, that Rams team was loaded, particularly defensively. Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. I'm chilling. Joe Burrow, you in the combo. But then Patrick Mahomes got another one. Now we got 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs. Joe Burrow still ain't got none. Joe Burrow ain't got no All-Pros. I'm like, if Mahomes goes and gets a 3rd, if Mahomes goes and gets a 3rd before Burrow gets 1, the only thing Burrow can do, Shady, is stay in the conversation and clutch to the hem of Patrick Mahomes' garments and just hope that Mahomes don't leave him in the dialogue.
First of all, every other quarterback, they're playing for 2nd place. We got to stop doing this, right? And I'm guilty of it because I've been in that same thing for the last 2 years, right? It's Patrick Mahomes.
Understood.
And everybody else. We got to put that whole line in there. Like, we got to give him that respect. That it's his league. It's his league, bro. And talk about quarterbacks, he's the main guy. In the last 5 years, they've been in what? Either an AFC game or they've been to the Super Bowl. Come on, he's running the show. We seeing the old Brady back again. He back on that Brady time. So unless we argue him with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, we need to leave all quarterbacks. All quarterbacks, no more conversation. It's Patrick Mahomes and everybody else. There's no dethroning.
Hold on.
The man now he has 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs.
2 of them.
What are we talking about? And he's still running. And the best part about this whole thing is, I love Joe Burrow. I think he's a hell of a player.
Beast.
He has a lot of great weapons with him.
He does.
Patrick Mahomes, I was even in doubt. I played with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill left. they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And they win another one, though. Against the Eagles. Not just anybody.
Not just
the
anybody.
Eagles.
Not just anybody.
His number one receiver was Juju Schuster.
His number one receiver was Travis Kelce.
Yes.
I mean, no, Travis
I
is a
know,
tight end.
but I'm
It's
just
the difference.
saying.
Travis is that guy,
Yeah.
but he is the difference. So all I'm saying is this: to win a Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill, come on, bro.
You know, I wanted to get up on this segment because I didn't want to be a part of this. But we are saying, can he overthrown, correct? You're not going to overthrow nobody in one
in 1 year, right?
That's just not going to happen, especially what Patty Mahomes has done. But I love live TV because, you know, when you hear people talk, it changes your mind a little.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I was on the no. He's not going to overthrow.
Oh, you on the hell no now? He on the hell no now? Okay, I got you.
Now we talking, and I'm like, hold on, we talking about can he overthrow? Head to head, he's beating 3-1, right?
Okay.
That's head to head. That's where you got to go to first, right? Head to head. So ain't no fear. It ain't like he ain't got over that hump to where he can't beat him, right? It really was Patrick Mahomes trying to get over that hump to beat Joe Burrow last year, right? Then number two, you are the number one pick, which means you're going where?
To the worst team.
To the worst team.
That is.
So for me, the only reason why I say I feel like Joe Burrow has a chance. No, listen. Has a chance to overthrow Patty Mahomes is because it's not too many people that just have that it factor. I don't care what position
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Patty Mahomes has that it
He got
factor.
it.
What does
Hold on. He came in to the worst team in football. And the second year you are in the Super Bowl.
That's hard to do, Shady. It's hard to do.
And then the next year you are in the AFC Championship.
Making good points, though, Shady.
So
He's making great points.
No, where I'm going is it's not going to happen overnight. But if it is anybody in this league right now that can do it, from what we have seen with our own two eyes come in there and change the worst football team into one of the best football teams, is Joe
Everything
Burrow.
you're saying it describes how great he is. I think Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. It's the reason why, like you just said, number one pick, go to a bad team, they're really, really good. I mean, they got some good players, but I guess that don't matter. I'll just say this for Patrick Mahomes, though.
They had really good players
Time out.
Joe Burrow
Patrick Mahomes
years before Joe Burrow.
It's different, though. Can we just leave him alone? That's it. There's no
Right, no.
Unless I don't, because y'all like moving the goalposts.
Shady,
It ain't I don't care about none of that.
Right now,
when
Patty
it comes
Mahomes.
to when it comes to Patrick
Goalposts ain't
Mahomes,
moving.
there's nothing thrown to him. Unless you win some championships
Goalposts.
and some MVPs, until you get that, he don't have neither of them.
Shady, we're not saying that he's better than right now. But what we are saying is he has the ability from what he showed.
Well, everybody does.
Overthrow.
Everybody has that.
Everybody has that
Not
opportunity. Not only that, Shady. You can't tell me, and I've been around you for a little bit.
That's right.
You cannot tell me if they saying this running back better than me, and you looking up there like I done played him twice, and I done been the best back on the field 3 times. I don't care how many Super Bowls he got. No, I'm just that's as a competitor. That's
I don't care how many. I don't care how many rushing titles he has. I don't care how many All Pros he has. That don't matter. None of that matters. Then why we play the game?
If you beat him
Just
3
to have a personal
if you 3-1 on him.
Point.
I'm done talking about this.
So what I'm saying is,
Hold on, Acho. I'm done.
So is Joe Burrow supposed to say Patty Mahomes is better than me and I beat him 3 times and he beat me once?
And he did say it. Hold up.
No, because he said what we said. He is the best quarterback in the league.
Unlike
right now.
y'all, he keeping him 1,000.
Talking to you, he talking
He keeping him 100. He said, who the best right now? He said,
right now.
He said, He said it has to be Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
And that's what we're all saying now, but he can be overthrown
it doesn't mean
by
forever.
Burrow.
Y'all are tripping. Patrick Mahomes is trying to chase Tom Brady, not Joe Burrow and all these other guys.
You're right. He's not chasing. Joe Burrow was chasing Patrick
Exactly.
Mahomes.
That's
But you're saying you can't catch him.
When you say dethrone, that means I'm coming for everything. Oh,
He got work to do. We're not saying we didn't come on here and say
work to do is like small
we
size.
didn't come on here and say Joe Burrow is better than Patrick Mahomes.
Man, he need multiple jobs.
He got to work 2 jobs at least.
Come on, man.
He got to work 2 jobs. He got to work overtime. He got to work on
It's
weekends.
3 years he done been to a Super Bowl and an AFC Championship, and he was dang near 30, 40 seconds away from another Super Bowl.
What did you say about where Patrick Mahomes was and this whole conversation at the beginning of last season?
Before Joe Burrow could have done it.
No, but you were saying Patrick Mahomes was chasing Joe Burrow.
He had
Were
to beat
you
him
not?
individually.
Right?
At the time, he had to beat him.
Okay. And then, as a course of last season, it changed.
Yes.
And Patrick Mahomes got here.
Yes, he won two more MVPs and a Super Bowl. Regular
But he
season,
didn't win them
postseason.
together. He didn't win them all in 1 year. He did
Last
it in 1
year.
year, and he went and he created the
How about the last 5 years? What he been doing?
So, would you stop? Would you stop?
He ain't come to the worst team in football, neither. I'm telling you. You got Joe Burrow, who changed around a whole organization, bruh, in 3 years. He done been to a Super Bowl and the AFC Championship in 3 years and was drafted to the worst team. They had the number one pick.
Slick, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Patrick Mahomes, what they do for the Chiefs? They want this great team running around. They want this great team running around. Were they? I'm tripping.
They were 12
They
and
weren't
4.
the worst.
And lost. They weren't doing. They
All
were
we're
losing.
saying is they were put together better than the Cincinnati Bengals was put together.
If that counts for
The
something.
number one pick
that
means
counts
your
for something.
team is
It does
bad.
count for something.
What
Does
counts
count for
is
something.
championships and accolades. And he has most
No,
of them.
you know what counts?
That does not
What counts is what Acho said at the very beginning, which is this past year changed the dynamic
I got a
between those
question
two.
real quick.
So if Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl and wins an MVP, you're telling me it doesn't matter, doesn't change the dynamic. And I would say you're wrong based on what transpired this
I got a
past
question
year.
for Acho before Acho teases us out of here. I know if was a fifth, we all be. But if Joe Burrow don't lose that AFC Championship game, hold on.
Which was
It's not
not
a real
field
question.
goal.
No,
He
it
just
is.
said
Last
if he
second.
didn't lose.
No,
You want me to
yes.
answer?
No,
I can't
you
answer.
can't.
Answer.
Yes, it is.
Go to break on
Shady
him.
my lawyer.
Go to break
Shady
on
is
him.
my lawyer.
Go to break on
Shady
him.
is my lawyer.
You don't
I
want
want
to
to hear
that.
this.
He could be your real
No, I
estate
wanna
agent.
hear
Don't
this.
have to be your lawyer.
I want to hear
If
this.
I'd have had Chip Kelly, I might have had another.
Shady
You
is-
can't do this.
If he beats him and still doesn't win a Super Bowl, and Patty still has a Super Bowl and an MVP and all that, who you taking?
Consult with me, sir.
Who you
Yeah.
taking?
Consult
Say
with
that
me.
again. Wait. Who-
Yeah.
That would be 4-0 versus Patrick Mahomes, and you just gonna say it
you.
easy?
Yo, I don't do the ifs.
Thank
I don't
you.
do the
We don't
ifs.
do ifs
I
either.
never played the
We
if
don't do
game.
ifs.
If I had this,
We
if
don't
I had
do
that.
ifs.
Acho, that's why I asked you, not Shady.
That was
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We don't do this around here. You know,
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.